Hello guys, today I'm doing a little seagull for you. It's gonna be a very short video. I already did the sketch with the back view and I will use a little bit of masking tape here and here just to make sure I get the highlights properly done, okay? And this is gonna be pretty short. So let's get started with a mix of and I will very dry brush. I want these feathers to look nice and fluid. Quick brush strokes. A little more paint on the separation where the folding meets. If you don't have birds enough to watch near you, try to take a look at some anatomy images. See how they actually fold. Is is a good resource in case you don't have the animal near you. Okay. Now I want this semi-gray, the same gray with water to be here, a little bluish. And I am gonna go my my darkest value right here. In this case is black. Um, and that's okay if it bleeds. You just go over. And leave this for now. How the neck has a little tint. And the head is again close to the value in the tip of the wing. I protected a bit. And the beak this time of the year is tending to a pinkish value. It's not a so let's work on the legs. Actually, let's work on the sand a little bit. and we can just go over it. Just don't hit the bird. The faster the better. And you can also make sure you're covering your bird a little bit, and you can splash with a toothbrush a little bit of paint. Just adds interest. Maybe even a little bit of blue. Ooh, maybe too much. A little less blue. And as I said, this was gonna be a short video. We are almost done. And we can come back a little. And if you want to do a solid background, it's always up to you. This paper is Saunders, so behaves a little bit different, even though it's 100% cotton. And we leave for a second just to dry out a bit, and we can come back and touch up a little bit if you want around the bird. And we're gonna do the legs and the shadow as soon as this is dry enough. Okay, there we are. We've moved this water here so it doesn't make so much shadow. And let's do the legs with some violet and burnt sienna. Just here is, just be gentle. I am using very I like this brush because I can do several types of brush stroke. I am gonna lift a little bit. You always want variety. And I'm gonna add a tiny bit amount of color here to the beak. And I'm gonna do this shadow down here with some violet and French ochre. I can more or less invent some silhouette here. And go over the whole area. Whatever you do for your shadows, stick with it. I used to do very solid black shadows, and I got severely criticized, but I do know other artists. So this is supposed to be the big. More or less what I wanted to do. And what I could do now, that I'm going to do next, is mix a little gray to get a light value. Don't keep in mind that the the color is kind of a light gray, and I just want to give a little bit of definition on this folding here, but that's up to you. Is if you think it's going to help your painting, please do it. If you don't think it's going to help your painting, don't do it. And I will come back here very quickly with just water and just soft the edges. Make sure that the bottom part needs to be, this bottom part needs to be a bit darker than the neck. Even though they are both white, or you perceive as white, they are not like a flashy white. And we can always continue adding some interest on the sand. If you watched my previous videos, you know I like to do splattering for, and again, I can't do more here. Just have to cover it. And you have to exaggerate a little bit because on the camera. Otherwise, if I do too light, you don't see anything at home. And I do want to go a tiny bit darker on the tip of this feather. And right here on this neck. If you are really picky, you can add the details on the legs that are on the shadow. And I want some gray here. All right, I think I am liking it. And just moving some paint. If you're painting for the camera, you really have to go darker so it can be seen better. And I just gonna dry this and remove the tape. All right, I removed the masking and I removed the tape around it. And what is the problem for me right now is that this eyelid ended up being too big. So I'm just gonna make them a little smaller. Almost not there. And here I need to do a better transition for this white part here. This white of the tail remains because they do have this white part. Okay. I'm just integrating. That's the negative point of using masking is you always have to be very conservative and make some corrections later on. Otherwise, it can look a little too much. And that's the time if you want to clean up any details. You always have two options. If you don't like something, or you remove it, or you transform it into something else. And you can always come back with some water and do minor arrangements to your taste. And whenever you are ready, remember to sign your work, which I'm gonna sign with a pencil right here. You can sign with, I'm gonna sign right here or right here. Oops. Oops. 3 times a charm. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this super fast, super quick seagull painting.